Ramakrishna Madhuram Tava Satcharitram Tvat Punya Nama Madhuram Madhuram Tadangam Sambhashanam Cha Madhuram Madhuram Cha Ganam Tat Kimno Yanna Madhuram Bhavati Tadiyam. From Ramakrishna Karnamritam. O Ramakrishna, your life story is sweet. Your name is sweet. Madhuram tava satcharitam punya nama madhuram. Your songs are also sweet. Your conversation are also sweet. Your form is beautiful. O Lord, is there anything in you which is devoid of sweetness? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Today is 1st of January 2021. We observe this day as the Kalpataru Day. Every year on the 1st of January, we observe vigil from 6 morning till 6 evening. The devotees come to our shrine and each one take turns and repeat mantra every hour. Then 6 to 9 we have mini retreat. 6 to 7 we have bhajans, Vespar songs, meditation, flower offering. Then 7 to 8, I generally give a talk on Kalpataru about Sri Ramakrishna. And 8 to 9, we have potluck supper. This year we could not do our regular program as we do in other years. And we miss our devotees, those who would come and participate. First of January. There is a custom in every country of the world to welcome the new year. On the first day of the year, we try to feel a new impetus or motivation towards life. A desire for newness is hidden in every human heart. So human beings aspire to see something new, to hear something new, to do or say something new. Then we evaluate that what we could not fulfill in our last year, we must try to get those things back. And many people make New Year's resolution. There are various peoples with their various desires, self-improvement. They try to on the 1st of January. Some people want improving their physical well-being, mental well-being, improve their finances, improve their career, improve their education, improve their spiritual life. In the Vedanta societies of the United States, I was in Hollywood, we had midnight meditation. And other programs, of course. Although I remember when I first came, I wanted to see the Rose Bowl parade. From the Rose Bowl to on the Colorado Boulevard. Beautiful. One of the best things I have seen in this country, Rose Bowl parade. Fresh roses and their floats. Fantastic. Each country has its own tradition, you see. Although there is no connection with the New Year to religion in most cultures, it is a day of festivity. In India, on the first day of the year, people go to the parks, seaside resorts or gardens to picnic. But millions of people go to Dakshineshwar and Kashipur, where Sri Ramakrishna became wish-fulfilling tree on that day. Kalpataru. The Kalpataru means, Kalpa means, it is a celestial tree. Whatever you ask, you will get. But Sri Ramakrishna cautions the devotees, don't pray everything. Pray those things which are good for you. Then he told that beautiful parable, perhaps you remember. A traveler was passing through a desert, very tired, exhausted. He found a tree. He lay down under the tree and he was thinking, oof, I am so hungry and thirsty. If somebody brings some food and drink for me, I shall be so happy. Immediately somebody brought food and water to him. Then he was there thinking, oof, I am so tired, exhausted. If somebody gives some bed, I could lie down and take some rest. Immediately somebody brought bed and he was taking rest. Then he was thinking, if a young woman comes and give me a little massage, I shall be very happy. Immediately one young man came and gave him massage. Then he was thinking, oof, I am so happy now. If a tiger comes now and what will happen? Immediately a tiger came and ate him up. That is the story Sri Ramakrishna said. That tiger means worldly desires. They will swallow us. But Chaitanya gave a very beautiful illustration. Whenever we seek something from God, God does not fulfill all of our desires. He fulfills those desires which are good for us. If you go to a doctor and ask, could you give me potassium cyanide? The doctor will not give you. He knew that this fellow was going to kill himself. So God is a very, very thoughtful person. He knows what is good for us. So he fulfills those desires which are good. Kalpataru. Prabhumi, Shamani, Samase, Sagunam, Gunahina. Those who know this, that Shivostratam, Kalpataru, that word has been mentioned in that hymn. Sri Ramakrishna said, if you really want something from God, you will have to go under the Kalpataru tree. Then you seek what you want. But do you know what? If you really go to God and see Him, your worldly desire will not rise. So, let us go to that Kalpataru, that wish-fulfilling tree. Let the Lord fulfill our wishes which are good for us. Anyhow, last year before last, actually I started an article on Ramakrishna's history of Ramakrishna's passing away. Ramakrishna Mahasamadhir Itibritto. History of Sri Ramakrishna's passing away. Let me give a little background first. Sri Ramakrishna's cancer was detected first in April 1885. He was complaining, I have sore throat. It is hard for me to swallow. Then in June, Sri Ramakrishna went to attend the Panihati festival, Vaishnava festival. In rain, he was soaked and came back. His sore throat aggravated. But he continued teaching to his disciples. Then toward the August or early September, he had an hemorrhage. Swamiji was very concerned. He read some magical books and thought that it might be cancer. So anyhow, the disciples and the devotees, they had a conference at Balaram's house, and they decided to bring Sri Ramakrishna from Dakshineshwar to Calcutta for treatment, where doctors are available. Dakshineshwar is 5-6 miles away from Calcutta. It is a village. Only there is a horse carriage can go. There is no other convenience. So Master agreed. First they arranged a house near the Ganges, but Sri Ramakrishna did not like that house. Very small. So he went to Balaram's house, stayed 1 week. Then on 26 September, Sri Ramakrishna left Dakshineshwar, and 2nd October he went to Shampukur house. That house now under Ramakrishna Mission. It is our center. Balaram's house is also our Ramakrishna Mission center. They are all best doctors in Calcutta. Ayurvedic doctor, homeopathic doctors, allopathic doctors, all best doctors, the disciples brought, and they had medical conference. The Ayurvedic doctor says that it is cancer. So treatment continued. He could not bear allopathic medicine, so it was only homeopathic and sometimes could be Ayurvedic. So Dr. Mahendralal Sarkar was the top doctor. He agreed to treat Sri Ramakrishna. Perhaps those who have read the Gospel of Ramakrishna, you will find Sri Ramakrishna's conversation with the doctor. M wrote elaborately, beautifully, in the Shampukur house. Holy Mother took the responsibility for cooking Sri Ramakrishna's diet. You see, that diet is very, very important. He cannot eat solid food. So she will have to cook all kinds of nutritious food, various kinds of puddings, so that Master can swallow without any trouble, without any difficulty. So from 2nd October to 11th December, Sri Ramakrishna stayed at Shampukur house. But Calcutta is very polluted, especially morning and evening, when people burn their coal. The coal, that is the cooking stoves, they call. That smoke comes all over the city. It is hard to breathe at that time. You will get eye irritation. So the doctor suggested that master should be moved from Calcutta to a place, garden house or any spacious place or very good environment. So the disciples found Kashipur garden house, rent 80 rupees. Oops, that is too much for Sri Ramakrishna. First objected. Later on the disciples said, no master, we shall carry the expenses. So Sri Ramakrishna moved to Kashipur garden house. But master was very tactful and very managerial capacity he has. Do you know what he did that I was trying to tell you? He told Balaram, Sri Ramakrishna's very good devotee, Balaram, I cannot eat food from the subscription. The disciples, the household devotees are raising money. I cannot eat that food. You pay for my diet. Whatever you say, sir. Balaram took the responsibility of master's diet. Diet means he was some sagu, some tapioca, and some milk, and some versimile, or some vegetables which Holy Mother would make some soup. Anyhow, Balaram agreed. Then Sri Ramakrishna told Shurendra Mitra. Shurendra, he was an agent of a British company. He used to earn a little bit more money. Shurendra, all my devotees, they are all Chaposha Kirani. Chaposha Kirani means the clerk earns very little money and he has many children and wife. They cannot afford to. That's 80 rupees rent. Shurendra says, sir, I shall carry the rent. I shall pay for the rent. So, about nursing, he had 1,000 young disciples left home to nurse their guru. And Swamiji was the head. Swamiji arranged their duties that when they took turns to serve the master. And Holy Mother is the cook. So he managed his own affair very well. He did not give any trouble to the people. So 11th December, Sri Ramakrishna moved to Kashipur. Then on 1st of January, his nephew Ramlal, who was the priest of Dakshineshwar Kali temple, came to visit the master. Sri Ramakrishna said, Jai Ramlal, I feel good today, let us go for a walk. So it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And 1st of January, it was in British India, still now, holiday. So nearly 30 Calcutta devotees came to see Sri Ramakrishna. So at 3 o'clock, Sri Ramakrishna put on his jacket, blue jacket, and socks, and chappal, and cap, muffler. 1st of January, you will have to understand, it is winter in Calcutta, but Calcutta winter is maybe 50 degrees maximum. Not bad. Not too cold, like St. Louis. So Sri Ramakrishna, Ramlal and Latu Maharaj both held Sri Ramakrishna and brought him down from upstairs to downstairs. Those who have gone Kashipur Garden House, they know the steps are very high, wooden steps. It is not cement steps. It is hard to. Holy Mother once fell down. Anyhow, Sri Ramakrishna came, and the devotees are delighted. They are so happy. They are excited seeing the master walking on the garden path. That garden path is brick dust, shurki. Red brick dust, zigzag. And then Sri Ramakrishna came to the corner of the street, of the where first it's southward and then it bent and going to the gate, then the Kashipur road. In that corner there is a mango tree, Girish, Ram, Potul, all these devotees are seated there. So Sri Ramakrishna said, you all came seeing Sri Ramakrishna and followed him when he was walking. Then Thakur looked at Girish. Hey Girish, what have you seen in me that you are talking about everybody about me, that I am an avatar, all these things? Girish said, he knelt down on the brick dust path with forehead and says, what Vyasa and Valmiki could not describe, who am I to describe you? Bas. Sri Ramakrishna went into semi-conscious stage, half samadhi. Then he came down. And then he said, 3 words he said. তোমাদের আর কি বলবো, first sentence. Second sentence, আশীর্বাদ করি. Third sentence, তোমাদের চৈতন্য হোক. These 3 sentences are very significant. Those who have read, they see God with open eyes, can read it, but I shall read a little bit so that you can understand that impact of those 3 small sentences of Sri Ramakrishna. In Christian tradition, those who are devout Christian, they meditate on the last 7 utterances of Christ. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. Second sentence, to the thief, I assure you, today you will be with me in paradise. 3, to his mother, dear woman, here is your son. 4th sentence, my God, why have thou forsaken me? 5th sentence, I am thirsty. 6th, it is finished. 7, Father, I entrusted my spirit into your hands. This is the way Christian people meditate on the last 7 utterances of Jesus. So we shall meditate these last 3 public sentences of Ramakrishna. This is his last public appearance, please remember. তোমাদের আর কি বলবো? What more need I tell you? From 1879 to 1885, the devotees and disciples visited the Master and listened to his message. The Blessed M recorded 177 days of the Master's conversations in the Kathamrita Gospel. Still, there is no limit to how many incidents and talks of the Masters we have lost. According to the ancient Greek legend, swans sing a beautiful song just before dying. This is the origin of the phrase swan song. Like that, legendary Rajahamsa swan, Paramhamsa Ramakrishna, was in essence saying to his devotees, look, I have been given my message to you continually for the last 7 or 8 years. Now my throat has developed cancer due to speaking for long periods, day after day, and also due to taking upon myself the sins of others. I have no more strength to speak. I am now at the end of my life, and I am telling you the most important thing. Listen carefully. The Master used to teach according to needs of each individual. Once a man came and said, Sir, give me knowledge in 1 sentence. The Master replied, Brahman alone is real. and the world is unreal. On another occasion, he told someone, if you want to know in 1,000 words, go to Keshav Sen. And if you want to know in one sentence, come here. Second sentence, Ashirvad Kori, I bless you all. In Bengali, the word I does not appear. Ashirvad, do you know what is the literal translation? Ashirvad, bless. Kori, do. Bless, do. Do bless. I is not there. Sri Ramakrishna's ego died forever. He could not utter I and my. His ego was completely uprooted, and this I was merged with God's I. On 20, Ramakrishna's mysterious I played out in the different places at different times. Swami Sharadananda wrote elaborately about Sri Ramakrishna's I. That I is the cosmic I, Bhavamukha. You see, Sri Ramakrishna taught from the Bhavamukha stage. Bhavamukha stage is the junction between the finite and the infinite. When Sri Ramakrishna is looking to the infinite, he is merging into Samadhi. When he is turning his face to the finite, he sees suffering humanity. So he is trying to help them. That is Bhavamukha. That cosmic I, that Divine Mother's I, that I is blessing. When the Master became the Kalpataru on that auspicious New Year day, he blessed his devotees. This blessing was infallible. It is not true that Master became Kalpataru only on that day. He had fulfilled the wishes of his disciples and devotees many times on different occasions earlier. Swamiji once said he is actually distributing love, devotion, knowledge, liberation, and whatever one desires, Sri Ramakrishna is bestowing upon us whatever he wishes. What wonderful power! Even now, the Master listens to his devotees' prayers and fulfills them. Next sentence, তোমাদের সকলের চৈতন্য হোক. May you all be illumined. This was Ramakrishna's last public utterance. This phrase is similar to the word Tattvamasi, thou art that, a great Vedic dictum. In the Chandogya Upanishad, the sage Aruni instructed his son Shetaketu 9 times using this phrase, Tattvamasi, thou art that. That Brahman, Tvam, you, Oshi, are. Through this, Shetaketu attained self-knowledge. Aruni told his son, you have always been Brahman, but due to ignorance, you are unaware of it. One attains the bliss of Brahman when ignorance disappears. So, on that New Year's Day in Kashipur, many devotees were present. So the Master said, may you all be illumined, meaning let your hidden Brahman consciousness be awakened. The difference between Tattvamasi and Tumade Chaitanya Hok is the wording and not the meaning. But on that day, the Master did not stop at saying, may you all be illumined. He touched each devotee's chest, one by one, with the palm of his hand, and transmitted the spiritual power to them instantly. In Tantra, awakening someone's spiritual consciousness by touch is called Shambhavi initiation. That Swami, you remember that Swamiji said, many people teach religion, preach religion, but Buddha, Jesus, Ramakrishna could give religion. Their one touch, one glance can change a person's life. I was working, Swamiji said, in New York. Do you think I only lecture? I give them something tangible and they receive something tangible. They have tremendous power to transmit spirituality. That's Ramakrishna did on that 1st of January. Chaitanya Hok, be illumined. Not only he gave the blessing, he just gave the experience also. That ordinary teachers cannot do. Sri Ramakrishna can erase karma, bad karma, whatever. One day he said, Ami karma nasha, ami forasdanga. I am the destroyer of action, and I am the French colony. You see, during the time of Sri Ramakrishna, India was under the rule of 3 foreign rulers, British, French, and Portuguese. So if you do something wrong in British India and take shelter in French India, British rule cannot arrest you or can do anything against you. The Sri Ramakrishna meant that in this domain of Maya, Mahamaya, if you do anything wrong, even a very sinful act, take refuge in me. I shall save, I shall protect. Ami Forasdanga, Ami French colony. My place is safe, very safe place. Krishna also, look what Jesus said, those who are heavy laden, come unto me, I shall give you rest. Same thing. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. Give up all our duties and all everything and take refuge in me. I shall protect you from your sin. Do not grieve. Same thing. But Christ, Krishna, Ramakrishna, they are saying the same thing. They are avatars, God in human form. They have tremendous power. The Master came to lead human beings from darkness to light, bondage to liberation. So he blessed the devotees, saying, be illumined. He knew the mind goes up and down in the dualistic plane. So there is no permanent peace and happiness there. The non-dualistic experience is the final goal in spiritual life. The Master said, first tie the knowledge of non-duality in a corner of your cloth. Then do as you please. Consciousness is awakened after the knowledge of the non-dual Brahman. After this realization comes eternal bliss. On that New Year's Day, the Master bestowed his supreme blessing, not only upon those 30 devotees, but also for future human beings. Among the 4 goals of human life, dharma, righteousness, artha, wealth, kama, aesthetic desire, and moksha, liberation. Moksha is the supreme or ultimate goal. The scripture says, Ganat moksha, liberation comes from self-knowledge. The main intention of the Master blessing was to impart the knowledge of Brahman to devotees by destroying the fetters binding their hearts. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Isha isya parama gotihi, Isha isya parama sampad, Isha isya parama loka, Isha isya parama ananda, Itasya yananda isya annani bhutani matrani upajivanti. This Brahman, this God is the goti, goal, sampad, wealth, loka, abode, ananda, bliss. So for taking the particle of bliss from that Brahman, people are happy in this world. on that New Year's Day, standing on the red big trust path at the Kashipur garden, the master became the Kalpataru and break the jar of love in front of his devotees. Tasting that supreme divine bliss, some became intoxicated, some peaceful, and some completely immersed in the bliss of Brahman. Out of exuberant joy, they began to call others to partake of the joy. This is a sign of supreme love. The master used to say, pure knowledge and pure love are the same. Ramakrishna broke the jar of love on that particular day to his devotees. It is amazing. No monastic disciple was in that group at that time. Sri Ramakrishna loved his devotees. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, সবচেয়ে বড় পৃথিবী, the world is very big, vast. তার চেয়ে বড় সমুদ্র, the ocean is bigger than this earth. তার চেয়ে বড় আকাশ, the space is bigger than the space, than the earth and the ocean. তার চেয়ে বড় ভগবান, God is bigger than the space. তার চেয়ে বড় ভক্তের হৃদয়. The heart of the devotee is bigger than God, because that infinite God comes within the heart of the devotees. What a beautiful way Master told these things. Devotees, they carry God in their hearts. You see, Sri Ramakrishna has a vision in Dakshineshwar, in front of Krishna temple. He saw a light emanated from the image of Krishna, touched him, and then same light touched the Bhagavatam. Somebody was reading Bhagavatam next to Sri Ramakrishna. This vision convinced him, Bhakta, Bhagavat, Bhagavan, Teen, Ek. Bhakta, devotee, Bhagavan, God, and Bhagavat, the message of God. All three are one. So I always tell people, we serve the devotees. Devotees are God. They carry God in their hearts. They are not ordinary. The way Sri Ramakrishna awakened this divinity among the people, amazing. Never think that you are no good, you are hopeless, you are a sinner. That you will not find in Sri Ramakrishna's religion, Vivekananda's religion. Very positive thinking. There is no negative teaching in Ramakrishna. ডুব দাও, এগিয়ে যাও. Dive deep, go forward. Read the gospel of Ramakrishna. Again and again Sri Ramakrishna is talking. ডুব দাও, এগিয়ে যাও. Thakur did not care Madhate Bhakti, or lukewarm devotion. He did not care. Infinite strength, power is within you, that Atman. That we find, that Atma Shakti, that power of the Atman, Sri Ramakrishna awakened in the hearts of his devotees on that 1st of January. Amazing. Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, after that Ramlal records, Sri Ramakrishna's nephew. The master told to me, Ramlal, my hands and feet are burning. After doing this, after blessing the devotees, Sri Ramakrishna took all their sins, like a sponge. He sucked their bad karma, sin. Now see what happens. Ramlal, my hands and feet are burning. Please bring Ganges water and sprinkle it on me. He then extremely restless. I asked what happened. He replied, I came into this world secretly with a few close devotees, and now Ram, means Ram Datta, is spreading my name. He brings all sorts of people here and asks me to touch and bless them. How much burden can I carry? I got this disease by taking the sins of these people upon myself. Look, I shall not stay in this world any longer. I consoled him, no, you will not have to receive any visitors to touch anybody. Then I brought the Ganges water and washed his hands and feet, and gradually he calmed down. I shall tell you a couple of incidents of Kashipur. One night, Swami Niranjanananda had night duty. Sri Ramakrishna was lying down on the floor. He had no bed sheet. Cement floor, then a straw mat, then a thin carpet, then a mattress, then a bed sheet. That was Sri Ramakrishna's bed. And then a pillow, and a quilt. It was winter. His head in the south, legs to the north. Those who have seen his room, it is southwest corner. That was Sri Ramakrishna's bed. So there was a kerosene lantern. Swami Niranjananda was looking. Thakur's body became emaciated. You see, he could not eat. No solid food. So he was thinking, this is my guru. Shh. So Master raised his mind and said, Niranjan, do you know? If the people see me in this stage, in this condition, they will be liberated. They will not have to practice the spiritual disciplines at all. Only seeing me will be liberated. But do you know what? If many people see me, this body will not last long. It will go away very quickly. So Niranjan decided that only those old-timers can see the master, no newcomers. He took a bamboo stick and became a gatekeeper of that Kashipur house. No newcomers are allowed. They wanted to keep their guru for a long time. There is another story. It was winter. In winter time, in our part of the country, they make date palm juice, date palm tree, and they carve from the near the head, and they put a jar, and that whole night that juice drips in the jar. I have seen in this country, in New Hampshire, they make that maple syrup, maple tree. Those who have seen, they drips, and that maple juice, they boil it and make that maple syrup. Anyhow, so Niranjan and 2-3 persons are thinking in the southern part there was a date palm tree. So they are planning to have some date palm juice at night. It is very tasty. In our village, we used to drink quite often. Quite often in our village, we used to drink date palm juice. Morning also, we used to drink. Very sweet and tasty. I remember it's just few years, 2013, I went to Bangladesh, and it was winter time. I said, hey, bring some date palm juice, I shall drink. In our ashrama in Bhagaraj, they have a date palm tree. They brought juice for me. And oof, many say, at the age of 14 I drank it and now I am drinking. After 50, 60 years, anyhow. So there 2, 3 disciples are planning to get the date palm juice. And Sri Ramakrishna, all of a sudden Holy Mother saw that Sri Ramakrishna got down over the steps and ran, went out. Holy Mother watched him. Then she went to upstairs and his room and found Master was not in bed. She was thinking, Master's body is so weak, somebody is necessary to turn his side, and now she ran. What happened? So again she came to her room. First you remember how Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother's room and the steps just in front, which goes upstairs in Kashipur. So she was watching. All of a sudden she saw that Sri Ramakrishna again running over the steps and going upstairs, and again he lay down on his bed. Holy Mother again came to his room. What did I see? Where did you go? Oh, you have seen? Yes. Tell me, where did you go? Master says, there was a poisonous cobra was under the date palm tree. And that cobra was so angry, if those disciples, Niranjan and disciples, if they go, they would bite them. That cobra would bite them. So I told the cobra, go away from this garden, go away. My disciples are coming, go. So I moved the cobra out from the garden. Only Holy Mother was the witness. Holy Mother told this story to Niranjan Nistarini Devi. Then it was recorded. How Sri Ramakrishna protected, saved the disciples. Another story also is very fascinating. I was very fond of that story. It was in the dead hours of night, Kashipur Garden House. Sri Ramakrishna used, I think they went to use some bathroom, some toilet, and Swami Ramakrishna carried it and cleaned it. You see, in that house upstairs there was no toilet. So in the next room they made a commode and they made a toilet. But sometimes they have a bedpan or something like that, they used it. And Swami Ramakrishna has one single dhoti. So half around his lower part and the other half in the upper part. He closed and carried. And when he came back, he saw Sri Ramakrishna was crawling over the floor and pulling his shawl, which was in the wall, there is a hook. The shawl was there. So he was pulling the shawl. So Ramakrishna and the Shoshi Maharaj said, Master, what is the matter? You were in cold, why did you not tell me? I would give you the shawl. Sri Ramakrishna said, I am not in cold. I saw you have no winter clothes, not even a t-shirt. Half dhoti and that thin cloth that you put and cover your upper body. You are in cold. For that reason I am pulling this shawl and I want to give it to you. Take the shawl. Disciple was moved. What a genuine love he felt from the Master. Shoshi Maharaj wrote in his reminiscences, I never used that shawl. I gave it to Swami Brahmananda, he's his spiritual son. so many beautiful stories we find in Kashipur Garden House. I wrote this book, here is my manuscript, I brought something. You see, those who have read the Gospel of Ramakrishna, the last entry of the Gospel of Ramakrishna is 24th April 1886. And Sri Ramakrishna died 16th August 1886. So during this period, M wrote his diary but did not develop it. We do not find any entries in the Gospel of Ramakrishna. We are lucky that Swami Prabhanandaji developed some entries, but it is only M can develop his own diary. He did some job, something is better than nothing. Some entries that how much blood came from Ramakrishna's throat, all these things, M recorded. So, we do not get the full picture of Ramakrishna's last days in the Gospel. Swami Sharadananda wrote Ramakrishna's divine play, Lila Prasanga. He also skipped. He did not write. His Lila Prasanga ended at Shampugur house. Next 8 months in Kashipur, no. Later on, he wrote 3 articles. Kashipur Garden House, Kashipur Sheva Brata, service to the master, and Atma Prakasha Abhaidan, bestowing fearlessness, revealing himself. These are the 3 small articles he wrote that you will find in the appendix of the Ramakrishna's divine play. I translated. Now, Swami Sharadananda, all the time from Kashipur to 9-10 months, he was constantly Ramakrishna's companion. He was one of the attendants. Did not write. It is amazing that that how those things are missing. You see, that is the reason I started to blessed meditation. I think there I mentioned. No. So I thought that it would be wonderful if I can write something collecting all the materials and all the books and all the magazines, the gap, the final days of Sri Ramakrishna. So I wrote 10 chapters, nearly 120 pages. It is in Bengali. Hopefully that will be translated one day by somebody. So anyhow, perhaps in some other time I may talk to you about some of the things from my Bengali manuscript. Tonight I gave you some thoughts about Sri Ramakrishna's days in Kashipur and his appearance as Kalpataru, and how he blessed the devotees and saying, be illumined. Thank you very much. Niranjanam nityamanantarupam bhaktanukampa vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamijam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama Sthapakaya cha dharmaisya sarvadharma sarupine avatara varishthaya Ramakrishnaya te namah. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I pray to Sri Ramakrishna, may he bless all of us, may he bless us, our devotees, and all people in this world. We are passing through a very critical time. May the Master save us, protect us. Thank you.